Have you ever been sitting in class or watching a movie late at night and suddenly it happens? A huge, deep, unstoppable yawn takes over your whole face. You open your mouth wide, your eyes might water, and for a few seconds, you're in full-on yawn mode. We all do it. Your parents do it. Your friends do it. Even your dog does it. But have you ever stopped to think why? Why do we have this strange involuntary reflex? It seems so simple, but the science behind it is surprisingly complex and incredibly cool. It connects us all, from babies to grandparents. For a long time, people had simple ideas about yawning. Before we can figure out the why, let's look at the what. What exactly is a yawn? A yawn is more than just opening your mouth. It's a specific, coordinated set of movements. It starts with a long, deep inhalation. As you inhale, your eardrums stretch. Your jaw opens to its widest point. Facial muscles contract powerfully. Eyes scrunch, eyes water. This whole process lasts about 6 seconds on average. It's an involuntary reflex. You can suppress it briefly, but it will happen. A yawn is a powerful stretch for the head and neck. When you yawn, many body parts engage: jaw, face, tongue, throat, chest, diaphragm. The sequence is controlled by the central nervous system, deep in the brain. It's pre-programmed, not random, like a sneeze, like a hiccup. The most common, we yawn because our bodies need more oxygen. It seems logical. You take a super deep breath to pull more air into your lungs. People thought when we're tired or bored, breathing slows, less oxygen reaches the brain, and bam, yawn forces a deep inhale. That was the leading theory for many years. It was taught in schools and seemed perfectly logical. But science tests ideas, and the oxygen theory didn't hold up. In one experiment, researchers gave people extra oxygen to breathe. If the theory were right, yawning should drop, right? But they didn't. People breathed extra oxygen and still yawned. Then researchers gave people air with extra carbon dioxide, which should have increased yawns. Again, no change. That simple idea wasn't the whole story. Science is a process, and this was only a first step. So if it's not oxygen, what else could it be? The mystery deepens. That's what makes science exciting. We take everyday actions and put them under the microscope. We ask questions, we experiment, and sometimes the answers are far more fascinating than we imagined. This sleepy action reveals complex brain-body workings. So let's get our thinking caps on and dive into the amazing world of yawning. It's a real brain teaser. Consider this: your yawn is a scientific puzzle waiting to be solved. So, if it's not about a lack of oxygen, what is the leading theory today? Drum roll, please. Many scientists now believe that yawning's primary function is to cool down your brain. Think of your brain as a supercomputer. It generates heat when it works hard. Like a laptop with a fan, your brain needs cooling. Overheating slows thinking and alertness. An overheated brain is an inefficient brain. Your brain wants an optimal operating temperature. Here's how the cooling theory works. You draw in a big gulp of cool ambient air when you yawn. The jaw stretch increases blood flow to your skull. The cool air cools that blood before it reaches the brain. A quick blast from a biological air conditioner. That lowers brain temperature and improves function. This explains yawning when tired. A tired brain is often warmer and less efficient, or before high alert moments like a big test or a sporting event. Studies support this. People yawned more in cooler temps. Cold pack to the forehead. Fewer yawns. Warm pack. More yawns. That links yawning to temperature regulation. If outside air is too warm, yawning is less effective, so it's less likely. It's a smart, adaptive system. The brain cooling hypothesis is the leading scientific explanation. It connects the physical act of yawning, the deep breath, the jaw stretch, to maintaining brain health and alertness. Yawns can precede moments of increased focus. Your body may be giving the brain a quick cool down to prepare for action. Next time you yawn before a big presentation, don't call it boredom. Think of it as your brain turning on an internal cooling fan for peak performance. It's not just humans who have this peculiar habit. Yawning is, incredibly common throughout the animal kingdom, especially among vertebrates. Those are animals with backbones. Dog, cat, usually after a nap, but it goes way beyond our household pets. Lion, tiger, bear, wolf, monkey, horse, penguin, snake, fish. The fact that this behavior is so widespread suggests it's a very old, evolutionarily ancient mechanism. In the animal world, a yawn can mean different things depending on the species and the situation. For many animals, just like for us, it seems to be linked to transitioning between states of arousal. Waking up, going to sleep. But for some, it has other meanings. Baboons, macaques. A dominant male might yawn to show off his long, sharp canine teeth to rivals, sending a clear message, "Don't mess with me." It's a form of communication, a way to establish dominance without having to fight. Even fish yawn. Betta fish, also known as Siamese fighting fish, are known to yawn. For them, it can be a way to stretch their jaw muscles and readjust their jawbones. It can also be part of a threat display toward other fish, similar to primates. Snakes also yawn, often to realign their jaws after swallowing a large meal. Since their jaws can unhinge to eat something bigger than their head, a big yawn helps snap everything back into place. It's a jaw resetting tool. You know how it works. Someone in the room yawns, and suddenly, you feel an irresistible urge to yawn too. Maybe you even started yawning just reading this essay. This is called contagious yawning, and it's a real and fascinating phenomenon. But why does it happen? This type of yawning isn't about cooling your brain, it's about social connection. Scientists believe that contagious yawning is linked to empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's a form of unconscious social mimicry, a way our brains connect with the people around us. Studies have shown that contagious yawning doesn't really start in humans until we're about 4 or 5 years old, which is around the same time that the brain regions associated with empathy and social understanding begin to mature. We are much more likely to catch a yawn from someone we know and care about, like a family member or a close friend, than from a stranger. This strengthens the link between contagious yawning and our social-emotional bonds. It's a subtle, subconscious signal that says, "I'm with you, I'm on your level." It's a sign of a healthy social brain at work. Interestingly, humans aren't the only ones who experience contagious yawning. Chimpanzees, bonobos, even dogs have been shown to catch yawns from their owners. This suggests that the roots of empathy and social bonding go deep into our evolutionary history. When your dog yawns after you do, it might be a small sign of the social bond you share. It's their way of saying they are tuned into your state of being. It's a cross-species connection, which is just incredible to think about. So, while a spontaneous yawn might be your brain's personal air conditioner, a contagious yawn is more like a social glue. It's a primitive, instinctive way of building rapport and synchronizing with our group. It shows we are paying attention to the people around us and are sensitive to their state of mind. The next time you catch a yawn, don't be embarrassed. Instead, think of it as a compliment to the person who yawned first. It's your brain's little way of saying, "I see you, and I feel you." It's a simple, powerful reminder that we are all wired to connect. If you learned something new, hit like and subscribe.